Good day, everybody. Here we are for coin roll hunt number 504. This one's a 1946 S roll. Should be a pretty decent roll. I kind of looked through these real quick for condition. They appear to be in decent shape. So, get the roll out and start moving. Hello to Coin Junkie. Seems to be the only one out there right now. Well, we do have someone else in here now. Alright, let's see. What do we got for the first coin in the roll? Farm Dog. Farm Dog will be our first customer of the day. Appears as though we have a 1946 S Sans Serif mint mark. This is the second most common of the three different styles used. You have the Serif mint mark, the Sans Serif mint mark, and then there's the Ball Serif mint mark. The Ball Serif being the least common of the three. Good day, Andrew. Or Andy. Not Andy. Adam. Duh. Chucky didn't get that right. Robert. Frostbite. How you guys doing? I don't know where I came from with that, Adam. I need to talk with you about great collections. I submitted a bunch of coins into great collections, and they are taking forever to get them listed. Long enough that I don't even want to do this anymore. It's like, wow, really? People take forever. It's been over a month. Crispy now. Crispy up next. Another Sans Serif 46S mint mark. Another normal one, though. Let's see about any doubling there could possibly be on the coin. Yeah, I'm not interested in waiting 2 months to sell my stuff. And their pricing, I mean, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere near market value on stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's a eBay thing, like the last minute everything goes way up. I'm going to ask them to pull one of the coins because they started it way too low. There's one coin in there that I value at somewhere between $800 and $900. They started it at $1. And nah, I don't trust their market that much. Here's one with a week 6. That's very common for 1946 to have the last digit of the date only lightly readable. It's just a product of their weaker strikes for that era. All right, that's for Mr. Patillo. Email them to change a starting bid. They should know better than to run a 1955 FS listed double die in proof 68 condition. They should know better than to run something like that for $1. I don't trust their judgment after that. And I think I'm going to sever my ties with them and just not run business through them anymore. I still can't get Whatnot to work. Oh, that's an interesting little marker right there. Unfortunately, it's a marker for nothing, but it's an interesting marker. A really heavy die dot behind the head. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, we have just a normal reverse. So we're on coin number 4 now. Move on to coin number 5. I'm sorry I wasn't able to broadcast most of the remainder of the week. I was busy getting mail out, and I finally got all the mail out. And then the weekend hit, and I was planning on, okay, well, I'll just get reveals done through the weekend. And Saturday I was feeling horrible. I slept almost the entire day. And yesterday I kind of recouped from that and got up and got a little bit of work done, but I didn't do a whole lot, and I didn't broadcast yesterday. And today, I'm feeling considerably better. And here I am. Not a moment too soon, though. So you need to get this past week's reveals finished and out of the way. We do have a reveal show tonight where I will be selling more reveals this evening. I feel for you, Frostbite. I know what it feels like. Unfortunately, I've been there recently. Here's an RPM for you. Nice doubled lower serif on this one, 1946S. Get a doubled lower serif and a little bit of doubling in the upper serif too. This one has, well, it's a couple of nice die scratches coming up off the 1 of the date, so that should be relatively simple to find later. Very slightly rocky condition on this roll, but it's not bad. It's just not great. Yeah. It's those ones that you want 66 and 67 coins out of, and you very rarely see them. What did it end up selling for? Close to market coins and goals? Okay, that one's for Malcolm. So we have a lower split serif RPM for Malcolm. Definitely a nice, decent listable RPM. This one is for Eric now. And Eric, it appears could be the same die. I don't know about that, but it could be the same one. What's its current price at? Give me something that makes me feel a little more comfortable about running valuable coins on great collections. Well, we can remember this one has a really strong die scratch off the bottom of the 1. So that one would be for Eric. I think it's the same die, but I'm not 100% on that. Here's one for Taco John. And Taco John has a sans serif mint mark. Sans is French for without. And so this is without serif. Serifs are the little triangular pointy things at the ends of the letters. And this mint mark has no serifs, which is why we call it sans serif. And it is not serif, it is not serif. The word is pronounced serif. It's just like sheriff, only it starts with an S instead of an SH. And now coin number 9. Yeah, I just don't know if I trust them enough to play games like that. You've been doing it for a while, I haven't. And I prefer the straight up market. This is an RPM also. I don't believe it's the same one. I'm sure it's not the same one. You can see doubling up here in the upper serif. This is upside down, but that's the way it shows best in the light. So I want to show it to you how it looks best in the light. You can see that you've got doubling on the upper serif right up here as a split right in the middle of the serif. And then down here you've got some, it looks like extra thickness, extra fuzz down here on the lower curve. And that's about the extent of what you see on this repunch mint mark. But it is definitely a repunch mint mark. So we're going to hold this out. We're going to call this one a good stack coin. It's going to go in the good stack. There's a nice long die scratch right in the middle of the lapel. I guess a lot of these end up having good decent amount of die scratching on the obverse. So may or may not be able to use that as a marker. This right here, that's weakness caused by a grease struck through. Yeah. It's also kind of a... Well, no, this one actually could be slightly tapered. I'll have to weigh it here. Let me weigh it to see if it's a slightly tapered planchet. If it is, it should be under 3 grams. Let's see. And the scale says 3.08. So it's very close to normal weight. It's just weakly struck with some, I'm going to say a slight taper issue, but not enough for it to be considered an error. That's Mr. Rogers' coin. Mr. Rogers. I didn't mean that way. It belongs to Roger B. Frostbite now. Here's Frostbite's coin. And nothing going on with this one that I can see. It's relatively clean coin. Nothing on the obverse. Let's check the reverse on this one. Call this one the last one we're going to check the reverse on until we go back to review the roll. Then we'll check both sides of every coin. But for the purpose of moving the show along, we only do the first 10 coins unless we find a double die. Yeah, crispy. Bought that 1946 S over D from me. Sent it into PCGS. What did it get, crispy? MS66 red? From PCGS? That's hella grade. Have you looked it up in the PCGS price guide? What is PCGS price guide listed at? It's probably $2,000 plus. $16.95. You bought it for what, $500? Was it $500 or $550, or was it lower than that? My brain doesn't remember all the numbers all the time. $350, okay. So you bought it from me for $350. Sent it and got it graded, and it came back a $1,695 coin. Nice hit right there. Now, you'd have to ask me, in a situation like that, am I jealous? Nah, not really. I actually enjoy that other people get some really good stuff out of what they get from me. That keeps the hunt going, you know? I mean, it shows 100% that I'm a really honest guy, that I don't try to back into anybody on any deals. I try to do the very best I can to give everybody the best quality that I can for the money I charge. I got an eye for spotting decent stuff. So I buy the decent stuff. Oh, there is an RPM, or it appears to be an RPM. I'm going to go with RPM on that. This one's for Eric. Would you look at this? This right out here looks like another curve right there. And then you've got this up here that looks like it could be an upper serif. So it looks like you've got a curve here, and then an extra serif coming in up here. It looks like an S over S east, and it's a wide spread. It also has just a little bit of hub doubling up here. So there's a very slight double die going on. I don't think I'd list the double die, but the RPM, or what appears to be an RPM, is very interesting. So this one's for Eric. Let's see what Eric says when he gets it, but I definitely see what looks like remnants of an S there. The more I turn it and the more I look at it, the more I see it. Sometimes I can convince myself it's not there. But I can't do that this time. I'm like, huh, it really looks like it's there. So we're going to put this in the special stack for Eric, and hope we get more of them for other people. Here's Crispy. If I get him a 46S over D, I'm just going to retire right now. Now, this one is a sans serif mint mark, not an RPM, and slightly struck with some spots. But you know what? You take your lumps. Sometimes they come nice, and sometimes they come hard. Those early dice date coins are actually kind of scarce, and they're also very nice looking. Here's one for Parvez. For those who may not have heard, I did manage to contact Parvez. He was back in the hospital with some other issues earlier in the week, but he was okay over the weekend. He seems to be doing fine now. He sent me an email yesterday. So I believe he is good. Should be at the show sometime, probably this evening, as he likes those reveal shows. Let's see, coin number 16 now. Carl. And I see nothing. Larry got that coin. Well, you guys want to do something nice for him? I think we should work together to try to put him 3 spots in every reveal tonight. And somebody, including me, pick up the tab for it. Get Parvez a free week of reveals. Mr. Fletcher up next. That would excite Parvez. I mean, Parvez really likes the reveals. He likes the education. He likes the show. He likes watching the coins under the scope. Gives him an idea what he's hunting for when he's looking through coins. So he watches pretty much every show. And he has neurological issues with his hands so that he can't type quickly enough to keep up with everybody. But so he doesn't really say much in the chat, but he is at almost every show. It's got a color streak running through it there. Crispy, I don't know if I've used up your bonus yet or not. I actually haven't looked in the last week or two. Not since I've been back from Florida. I haven't looked. I just haven't thought of it, I guess. This one for Kevin. Mr. Kevin Dobbs. Looks like a normal 46S. There's a lot of color going on with these, like planchet striation issues. That just happens quite frequently on the S mints of the shell case coins because they had a lot of impurity in the metal. They were sent in as brass shell casings from the war. And they came out all different kinds of colors and textures. This is a good example of that. Has a lot of different, sometimes even odd colors. And this is definitely one of them. A lot of the little spots, the little black carbon flecks that come on those, comes from the fact that there was actually remnants of gunpowder in with the copper when they made the sheets that were blanked to create the planchets for these coins. That I don't know, Ant. I try not to touch Ike dollars when I can get away with it. I just I just don't. I can't even. Here's another one of those RPMs with the split lower serif that appears to be the same as the first one we pulled out of the roll. Eric sent me a picture earlier today. He has the drywall almost completely hung in his office. Then storms moved in, so he had to kind of give it a rest. They actually had a tornado warning in Sarasota County earlier today. Sarasota County is just north of where Eric is, and it's just south of where my dad lives. It's in between the two. Eric lives about 45 miles away from my dad, who is doing okay, by the way. Talked to him a couple of days ago. He is getting around on his cane, walking pretty well by himself, taking his little dog outside and doing his thing. I told him he has to keep exercising. Definitely has to keep exercising. And he was aware of that. That is not a very pretty coin. I can't do much about the overall condition of 46S Lincoln Cents. They kind of come skittish, almost nasty at times. I'm going to give Thomas a freebie on this one. That coin's actually kind of dingy looking. Let me go ahead and write this down so I can be sure. So number 504, coin number 22. There we go. So we've got the reveal show coming up tonight at 7 p.m. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. Your heads up is this. There will be another sealed bag ran this coming week. You do not want to miss it. You do not want to miss the mint sealed bag coming up for sale this evening. It's 1960D, and the coins have never been checked. We don't know what's in there. Could be large date, could be small date, could have double dies, could have pretty much anything. You do not want to miss your opportunity to get in on this bag. A lot of valuable coins in 1960D to be found. Don't know that the bag contains any of them, but if you don't get involved, you can't know. Also going to be doing a 1949 S roll this week. And how about this? An unchecked 1956 proof roll. Unchecked 1956 proof. There is a nice RPM, but unfortunately it's got the sixes basically bulldozed off the coin. That is a nice RPM. So we'll hold that one out. That's one of the sans serif RPMs, one of the pretty ones to the west. Going through a 95 mint bag. Yeah, we have a 95 mint bag here to go through as well. Going to be doing that here in a few weeks. Carl got upside down again. There will be no limits on the 1960D bag. It will be, I believe, $5.75 per pair of coins. On the bags, we're going to do 2 coins per person at a time. 2 coins at a time, just like we did with the 1960 bag, or the 1989 bag. 2 coins per person at a time. We've got the 1960 bag. Will be opened tonight after the reveal show, around 7:30. The 1960 bag will be opened. If there's anyone here who is not already in the 1960 bag, I can get you in now. Or during the reveal show this evening, before we actually get started. That is interesting. That is an RPM for absolutely sure. That's a nice one too. Wow, that's a pretty RPM right there. See if it's a double die lid or anything else. Haven't seen this die yet. Not during this hunt. Got the rest of the reveals for this past week will be coming up tomorrow. I'll be doing those beginning at 10 a.m. tomorrow. There'll be 3 remaining. One is a 1949D, a 55D, and a 57D, all coming up tomorrow during the morning hours. Hopefully get started around 10 o'clock. That's the plan anyway. Did I not? Hang on a second. I think maybe I didn't put an RPM in the special place. Yeah, I did not put the RPM up there where it belongs as an RPM. It doesn't really matter, but kind of gives us a helper on account of what we get in the roll while we're doing the show anyway. And then after the show is over, of course, these coins will end up going to Eric, where he will check them again to be sure I didn't miss anything, we didn't miss anything, and well, there's nothing that needs to be talked about that hasn't been. Here's number 28. This one's for Taco John. There's another one of those RPMs. That's a nice sans serif RPM to the west right there. This one does not have the 6 all bulldozed up. All right. So that's number 28. Appreciate it, Frostbite. I'll go take a look at it as soon as this show is over. I'm only running one reveal this afternoon just to kind of whet your appetite for what's coming up later tonight, because we do have the reveal show coming up at 7 o'clock, and then at 7:30, 8 o'clock, whenever we're done with the reveal show, I will be doing the 1960 mint seal bag. This is another one of those dies just like Eric had. It appears to be an RPM to the east. It's a little bit weak, but it's pretty nice looking. So this one goes, well, this one is Eric's also. How about that? Eric will probably find somebody to swap with. Give that coin back out. Cookie here. And Cookie, well, it is an RPM. Looks different from the others that we've seen, but it is an RPM. It's a slight RPM to the east right here. You can see it mostly inside the upper curve. Not much for anything else on this. As soon as I get done with this, I'll be cooking dinner, and then I'll be back up to prepare for the shows this evening. That's not the next person. There we go. Crispy. Crispy's up next. And Crispy will get... Yeah, this one looks like it's a normal coin. Very nicely marked with 2 die scratches right next to the one of the date, but I don't think those markers are actually going to get us anywhere, because I don't think there's anything special on the coin. All right. So that's coin number 31. I think I'm going to move on now to coin number 32. This one does go to Mark Thomas. And what we have, other than a couple of carbon spots, so far appears to be a normal coin. Let's see about the eye. And the In God We Trust. Yeah, we're going to go with this one being normal. So that's it for that one. Coin number 33 now. 33 goes to Taco John. And Taco John, nice big serif mint mark here, but it does not appear. What is that? I think that's just something that's just sitting on the coin. Let's see. Nope, nothing special on this one. Taco John gets what I would call a normal coin. Coin number 34 now. Number 34, Malcolm. That one has extra thickness on the date. Let's see over here. A little bit of extra thickness there. Let's see what's going on up here. Yeah, it's a minor, but it's a class 6 double die. Class 6 double die obverse, meaning that everything is stretched out toward the rim a bit. Too bad the 9 got a hit on it, otherwise it would be much more obvious, but you can see how thick the 4 is and how thick the 6 is compared to normal. So those help me constitute this as a minor double die. Here's one for Cookie now. Cookie gets nice RPM. This is different from any of the others that I've seen so far, so this is starting to tell me that this is one of those mishmash 1946S rolls that seems to have come from a number of bags at once. And it's very possible that that happened because the San Francisco assay bags at that point in time were generally not $50 bags. There were a lot of $5 and $10 bags, and they could have been dumped into a hopper from a huge pile of bags that were minted all at different times. And that is a very, very possible scenario. And also why things seem to be so scattered out for 1946 S. We've already addressed the quality. The quality issue was mostly because they were minted on shell-case bronze that had come from the war. Or basically, they were brass, basically. But they had to add tin into the brass to get some bronze to mint with, and the metal was not quite purified to a point where it didn't have the ingredients of gunpowder in it: saltpeter, sulfur, some phosphor, and other things. And that's what causes the coins to get interesting lines of color and other quote-unquote oddities. The dies were also used excessively on machines that were set not to strike very heavily. You would think that 46S is probably in some form a crisis year by looking at the quality of the 46S Lincoln Sense overall. That's kind of what it is. Kind of. Here's number 39, goes to Taco John. Let's see what Taco John gets here. Here's another one of the RPMs. So you know it's an original source because, I mean, you got 3 of the exact same RPM here. You've got a few of the exact same RPM showing up in other places, but it seems that there's a number of different dies in this roll. Here's one for Harlan. And it does not look like I have anything on this one. Okay. That's number 40. Now we're going on to number 41. That'll go to Cookie. Cookie, what does Cookie get? Well, a rather weak 1946S serif style, full serif, the large S or serif style trumpet tail. There's a number of different names for it, but that's what it is. Hello, Mr. Thomas. Good day, sir. Now we move on to coin number 42, Mickey Fair. And we have a normal sans serif. And nothing else going on there. Next up, coin number 43, Kevin. Kevin Dobbs. Well, that appears... It appears to be that double die. that we pulled from Malcolm that had the 9 kind of destroyed a little bit. It may or may not be. Kind of thinking no at this point, but I'm going to leave it out anyway. Leave it out as a special coin. It's coin number 43. Here's number 44 for Parvez. Parvez now. Nothing special with the date. What about the mint mark? Nothing here on the mint mark. So, we climb along. Nothing. Now number 45. Number 45 for Carl. Sans serif again. This is a cleaner, nicer coin than some of the others we've seen. All right, now on to number 46. Coin 46. Ent 2242. Let's see what happens here. Well, regular large S, trumpet tail S. And nothing as we mosey along. How about number 47 now, Dennis? Dennis Poulsen. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. A little bit of a lamination going on there, along with a slightly tapered planchet. A lot of machine doubling right there. Definitely machine doubling, though. You'll notice that there is no place where you will actually see any true notching on any of these letters. The letters were mashed down and mashed into the field by a bounce of the die. So just so you know, that's regular, plain old machine doubling. There were times where I found stuff like that and I nearly jumped out of my shoes. But turns out it was all for naught. There's a nice one. That's for Mickey Fur. It's one of the nicer sans serif RPMs. Now, the Heartbreaker coin is when you get one that's a really nice die variety, but it's got a huge gash in it or something, not worth much of anything, even though it's a beautiful coin. It's the machine doubling is just machine doubling. You just move on, because, I mean, there's just not really anything you can do to make it marketable, better, nicer, anything else. This marks coin number 49. Not much else in that one. I got one more coin to go here in this roll. And that's for Cookie. After this coin, I will take off, get ready for the shows later this evening, and I hope to see you guys there. Plus, we've got 3 reveals coming during the AM hours tomorrow. And we will start the reveals for the coming week, beginning tomorrow. We're going to have, for next week, there is a 56 proof roll. Then a 1963 proof roll, both unchecked for anything. 1949D, 1949S. So it should be a very nice day, and a very nice week anyway. So we have what looks like about, I'm going to say 35 to 40 normal coins, and then 10 to 15 die varieties in here. Let's see how many there actually are. If you see your name, it means you're getting one. There's Malcolm, Eric, Parvez, Cookie, Crispy, Taco, Eric, Cookie, Malcolm, Cookie, Taco, and Kevin. Well, that's 13. A lot of repeat customers there. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for stopping by and making me a part of your day. It is 5 o'clock Eastern time right now. I'm going to take off, go eat dinner, and then come back for the show at 7. Hope to see you guys there. I appreciate it. You guys have a good afternoon and a great day.